Digital technologies are transforming the way we produce and consume. The high risks associated with climate change make the energy transition both necessary and economically desirable. Both of these forces are reshaping the labor market. In this lecture, we begin by examining the risks and opportunities associated with digital technologies and the energy transition in terms of both the quantity and quality of employment. Let's start with digitalization. A first undeniable negative impact of the diffusion of digital technologies arises from the substitution effect, also known as the displacement effect. From manufacturing to agriculture, from logistics to administrative work, digital technologies can automate repetitive and routine tasks. This, however, makes workers in certain roles and categories obsolete. In the United States, for example, the adoption of industrial robots has displaced lower-skilled workers such as welders, assemblers, and warehouse operators. The effects have been similar in Europe, though less pronounced due to stronger labor protection policies. In addition to the substitution effect, digital technologies can also affect the quality of work. The platform economy, for example, creates many precarious jobs without rights or protections and with low wages. In the delivery sector, the new phenomenon of digital labor exploitation has emerged. This form of exploitation uses platforms and applications to recruit, manage, and control workers, often imposing harsh and unfair working conditions. However, digitalization also offers opportunities through productivity effects and job creation effects. The productivity effect refers to the way a technology increases the efficiency of specific categories of workers. For example, the use of digital technologies reduces errors among warehouse workers and makes it faster to locate items. It improves the accuracy of shipments and inventory management. At the same time, the warehouse worker becomes more skilled because they manage intelligent systems. Other examples include taxi drivers who use applications to select faster routes or technicians who rely on predictive maintenance, reducing waste and downtime. The job creation or reallocation effect refers to the way digital technologies generate new occupations and job categories. New sectors and services emerge, such as those related to software and programming. Individuals with the appropriate skills are at the center of this transformation. The key question is whether the workers displaced by new technologies are the same individuals who can access more advanced digital jobs. In most cases, the answer is no, because the needed skills are lacking. Without investment in workforce training and reskilling, digitalization will benefit some individuals while significantly disadvantaging others. This will result in greater inequality. The energy transition also generates similar displacement, productivity, and reintegration in the labor market. On the one hand, it profoundly transforms work in energy-intensive sectors or eliminates jobs, putting traditional occupations at risk as their skills become obsolete. On the other hand, it creates strong demand for labor and new professional roles in green sectors such as renewable energy, building renovation, sustainable mobility, and low-emission industrial processes. Here, too, the effects on the job market are varied. Since polluting sectors are geographically concentrated, climate policies can disproportionately affect certain local economies while having less impact on others. Displacement, productivity, and job creation or reallocation effects also influence wages. The wages of workers with obsolete skills tend to decline, while those of workers with the appropriate digital and green skills increase. The impacts on inequality vary across countries and regions. They are also strongly influenced by the presence or absence of labor market institutions and regulations protecting workers. What we discussed so far suggests that managing the digital transformation and the energy transition separately would amplify risks in terms of both the quantity and quality of employment. On the one hand, workers with obsolete skills would be exposed to the displacement effects of both transformations. On the other hand, the positive effects of the energy transition could be offset by the negative effects of digitalization or vice versa. Hence, The skills gap, both digital and green, emerges as one of the most urgent challenges in the labor market. Significant investments in training and reskilling are necessary to benefit from both the digital transformation and the energy transition. We've reached the end of this lecture. So let's call some takeaways. Both the digital transformation and the energy transition generate displacement, productivity, and job creation, or reallocation, effects in the labor market, affecting the quantity and quality of employment as well as wages. If managed separately or without adequate governance, these dynamics will increase inequality. However, risks to equity do not arise only through the labor market. This is what we will discuss in the next lecture.